What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. We got another statue in the house. This is by Prime 1 Studios. It's their 1/10 scale blue. So the reason I got this is I'm selling my blue 1/6. Granted, I don't want to, but I need to. But I still want a blue representation, and I wanted it to scale with my Indominus Rex. And so 1/10 is the closest. Granted, it's a little bit bigger than the true 1-to-1, true scaling of 1/15th. But 1/10 still works good. I put like my Iron Studios next to it. I've seen others display this next to Indominus, and I think it scales really good and it looks great. And I was deciding between this and the Iron Studios one. I decided to go with Prime 1 for a few reasons. One, it's nearly half the cost and shipping now. Two, I like the base. The Iron Studios one, that's good. They kind of have like two different ones. One with blue and beta, which I don't want. There's the attack one, which has like this really basic base. And then the one on the frickin' like the much more expensive one on the car, which is awesome, but it doesn't fit the scene. I feel like this one just fit the best. So we got it from Big Bad Toy Store. They had it in stock. They shipped it like this. I really do like the way they package things, because normally a company would just ship this brown box, but instead they shipped it with an additional box and bubble wrap. So, really going to ensure that this bad boy doesn't arrive damaged. Bigger box than I actually anticipated, but let's go ahead and open this up. Alrighty, and so this is what we're greeted with. It's sort of like an action toy type of box you would see at like Walmart, where you can actually see inside of it. Like this is plastic, not your typical styrofoam. I'm not sure what material this one is made out of. It doesn't really say. I'd have to look at the website, but I'm guessing PVC or similar to their current 1/6. Alrighty, so this is what we're greeted with. Blue right there, base right here. Now the base, actually, it's still like covered in another plastic. This actually has a really good weight to it. They actually both do. They're both pretty weighty, which definitely tells me it's polystone. Alrighty, so here is the base. Has a nice Jurassic World logo, kind of bronzed look. And then, really just basic earth on top and a lighter toned earth at the bottom. Flip it around. 4,761 of limited edition. My guess is they made 5,000 of these, which is a ridiculously huge edition size. Iron Studios is also really not numbered. Their 1/10s are kind of just like made to order. If it's popular, they make more. So there's the base. Not too big. Will fit perfectly how I'm going to display it. But there it is on my laptop. Let's get blue out. Alrighty, so here's blue. I will say immediately, this is bigger than 1/10. This is definitely bigger than my Iron Studios 1/10 scale Raptors. I'll do a size comparison for you guys, but yeah, this thing is much more like a 1/9 scale if I had to guess. Which is not a bad thing. It's actually a pretty good size. Like, dang. Looks good too, Good intricate paint app, somewhat similar pose to, it's just a standing raptor, mouth semi-open. I never like raptors with their mouth closed. It either needs to be like this or fully open. In general, I don't like dinosaurs with their mouths closed. It just doesn't look as good. But yeah, so far initial impressions looks great. Has a good weight to it. 2 holes in the legs, 2 metal rods. Let's go ahead and insert it in. Alrighty, so these pegs do not even remotely line up. One is bigger than the other. That one is bigger than this, as you can see, which is like that. However, when I actually put it there, it's not even like close. Like if this is going perfectly in, it is literally like almost a ½ inch off. Meaning that possibly the cold or whatever, so I'm going to need to get my hairdryer and hair dry these bad boys severely to get this to fix. It won't fit even close. This is probably the worst I've ever seen, honestly. So let's hairdryer it. Alrighty, so generally when you want to heat something up, use my wife's hairdryer. You want to keep it about that distance from something. Now I'm going to let this heat up for maybe like 5 minutes. Considering how wide of a gap it is, I think 5 minutes is probably necessary. Alrighty, folks, so it really took some muscle, but we got it in. We got it flat on both sides. You definitely had to heat this bad boy up. So there it is, blue 1/10 scale. Let's move it next to the Indominus and do some comparisons. Alrighty, folks, so wanted to show you the Iron Studios next to it. Now, I guess the scales are actually pretty accurate. You know, comparing the, I don't know, for some reason I felt like this was smaller. But they are very similar in terms of size. I still think Iron Studios is a tad smaller. But you compare the like length, it's about the same. Compare, let's see, the size of the head. It's very similar. So it's not a huge scale difference, I'll say. It's very similar. So here it is. You know, the nice thing is about me having it here, you know, I had this empty spot right here because I put him more or less all the way to the right. Mostly due to that tail. I don't want it sticking too much into the Mosasaurus. But, you know, Blue is able to display really well right here. You know, it has a somewhat similar, you know, base in terms of just like Earth base. And, you know, it's the same scale as him more or less, you know, 1/15, 1/10, big whoop. But it scales pretty good. You know, so in terms of this next to the OG Blue 1/6, which I still think is the best blue statue out there. You know, I wanted to compare the paint app. Obviously very similar. Obviously this one's more detailed because you're able to see it better because it's bigger. The faces are actually very similar, like the mouth pose. You know, and we look at the eyes. For a 1/10, it looks really good. Obviously, this one looks way good. Now, obviously, the 1/6 is better because it's bigger. You're able to see the detail more. You know, the bigger a statue gets, the more detail you're able to see, just simply because it's bigger. You know, and I do love this blue quite a bit. I remember seeing it at Universal Studios. I was like, holy crap, that paint job is so good. And it truly is amazing. But based off where my collection is headed, we don't really need two Raptor 1/6s. I'm trying to remove duplicates, and it really is more or less a duplicate. Base is almost identical. Jungle themed. I like that Raptor pose better, and I prefer the classic OG. Just general look versus blue. I feel like blue wouldn't actually ever be real. I feel like that is what more of a, you know, Raptor looks like. Plus, it matches my bust, obviously, so I'd never get rid of that one. But getting this, we still get a blue representation, so when that's gone, you know, we still have blue. Because I do love blue. I mean, he was in all 3 movies. And he looks great here in this setup. Now, and I also have the 1/10 Clever Girl over there as well. You know, so we got like 2 1/10s up here. The only thing that truly doesn't scale good is that, but it is what it is. Unless we can move this Raptor bust next to Rotunda on the other side, you know, and do another 1/6 here, you know, this is how it's going to look. But overall, I do like this. It was like, I think $120. You know, or the Iron Studios newer ones, even like the simple base ones are like $170, and the one with the elaborate base is like $450 with the, granted you're getting a 1/10 scale car, which is pretty big. I mean, that's as big as that. So that one, I understand why it's super expensive, because the car alone is worth probably $300. Look at Gizmo. Gizmo, where are you going? But overall, I do like this. Very cool statue. It's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. I thought about getting it through Prime 1, you know, because they had the winter sale and it was cheaper, but shipping was so expensive. You had to do standard. It was just cheaper to get it through Big Bad Toy Store, and they got it weeks later anyways. So they were the best option for me to get that little blue. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You know, we are going to get the T-Rex bust by Infinity Studios. I'll probably wall mount it here, here, or here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I feel like it'd look really good right here, the T-Rex bust above these two. You know, kind of like representing the Jurassic World. And then above this, I might just get a giant Jurassic World logo. I think that would look pretty darn cool. You know, and I threw the poster down there. I did put a logo there, but I need to lower it. I did it too high so I can't see it from this angle. You know, and I put their 1/10s with them as well. Since I can't sell them, I'll just, whatever, throw it in there. But yeah, overall cool statue. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of this blue 1/10. I think it looks great. It was cheap. Fulfills the bill of what I'm wanting. So I would recommend it. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.